Hi, I'm back with another video, and this time it's called The Reformed Player by Norma Marie. Um, this is a book that I got. It's an advanced ARC. As you can see, I got it written on paper because it was a digital copy. I joined her launch team, street team, free ARC, I guess is what you could call it. I'm not sure. I think it's the launch team. And so I signed up for it. She sent me a digital copy, and so I was reading it this last week. And so it's a romance novel. It's a second chance romance, and of course there's spicy scenes. I'm still learning about those, like spicy scenes, and I've heard people talking about it, like what's the definitions, what does it mean, that kind of thing. It's, hot and romantic. This is book 2 apparently in the series, but it's like a standalone, so it's not like you have to read the first one. And it's well written and it's easy to read. It's about this couple, Austin. Her story starts out, she's been back and forth between foster homes, never finding a forever home, and she finally finds a couple finally. They take her in, but they don't adopt her, but she gets to stay with them. And so they leave their house, and so she has like she wants to stay in the same place, things that she knows. She has a hard time with the traveling and the leaving and things like that, probably because of never finding a home and someone to stay with, except for towards the end. And she wants to help kids like her, and so that's her dream, and that's what her goal is. And when she's in high school, she meets Colton, and they both hang out together and date and all that stuff. And then they both go to different colleges, and he asks her to marry him, and she says yes, and they get married. And they both there's some communication problems between the two of them. She wants to stay in the area that she's in, the house that she has, her job. She's thinking about her career. And he wants to move and get a part of a startup of a company. And so he's got it all planned in his head, and she doesn't want to go. So he ends up leaving. And so he goes out to where the startup place, the company is to start it up. And she thinks he'll be back, and he doesn't show back up. And so she moves on, and doing her career, and she still loves him. She's still upset that he never came back, and she hadn't heard from him, and it's been like 2 years. She still wears her wedding ring around her neck, and he still loves her, and he still wears his wedding ring around his neck. And his career's going great, and he decides that he's trying to prove to her that it can work, and he gets a house, and he's trying to prove that she can live there and still have her career, still have what she wants, and they both can be together. Problem is, like I said, there's communication problem. He doesn't tell her that because he spent the last 2 years doing all that career stuff with the startup company, that he doesn't contact her, and he feels, like after a while he's kind of, like, do I contact her or not? And then of course she doesn't contact him, and then everyone thinks they're divorced, and she decides that she's actually ready to move on. It's kind of like a wake-up call, kind of like she's torn between, she wants it to be a wake-up call of goodbye and a wake-up call of maybe he'll come back to her, like he'll show back up and fight for their relationship, because she's still mad that he didn't fight for the relationship. And so the two of them, it's like I said, communication problems, and then having to deal with friends and their communication problem, and what they both want. And so I don't want to like spoil or anything on anything what happens, but like I said, it's like it says book 2, so there's not. I didn't read book 1, so I have no idea what book 1's about. So I was glad that this was a standalone. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was a good story. I was already seeing reviews on it, and quite a few people gave it some pretty good stars and said they liked it. They loved the fact that their romantic story, and how they started out. Everyone was sad about how she started out, and then his communication problems, and then them trying to figure out what they want, and everybody's trying not to give the story away on what happens, and so they're like, everyone's like saying the same thing. You have to read to find out what happens if they get back together. Do they get a divorce? It is a romance novel, so you probably kind of got the clues on what happens, but I thought I would just go ahead and do this quick video called The Reformed Player by Norma Marie. I believe it comes out April 21st. And so, like I said, I got a digital copy from her. And so I hope I didn't give any details away about the book. So if you get the chance to read this, please do. Thank you for watching. Bye.